Scott Schmitz of Mineral Point, 33-1. His opponent, Phil Grimm, West Bend East, 31-1.
31-1 his record. He's a senior, 17 years old. His opponent will be the Class C champion, Scott Schmitz, 33-1. He's a junior from Mineral Point, 17 years old. And it should be an outstanding match.
John Shefchik of Green Bay is the official on this match at 132 pounds. Wrestlers circling in the center. Hand tie up. I think that Grimm, of course, has been pretty spectacular throughout this tournament as far as come from behind wins is concerned.
Just underway at 132 pounds. 1:30 left in the first period. No problem telling these wrestlers apart. As you look at them in the blue uniform, the blue tights, Scott Schmitz, Mineral Point, says M Point down the side, and Phil Grimm in the yellow type uniform says Sons on the side, and you see that decision. It didn't meet very well with the crowd here.
Oh yes, the crowd, of course, they always have the advantage. I think it's true with any sport from 3 balconies, although it was a little bit questionable. It seemed to me that Schmitz definitely was in bounds at the beginning, but the problem was that he actually hadn't brought his opponent to the mat yet.
And Phil Grimm has now received a warning from the official. One more warning, and that would result in a point.
In a point, right. Now we have a potentially dangerous situation with the leg. The knee only bends one way, and you don't want to have any accidents here. Schmitz moving in, attempting to get in on a double leg takedown, and it's sort of a half-hearted attempt to get in there. I think he was looking for something else out of a flurry as he went by, and it's being countered now very nicely by Grimm, but Schmitz easily counters the counter and comes around, and now he has a 2-point advantage here. Grimm is turning around. Schmitz would like very much to get a side cradle, but he's not going to be allowed as Grimm now is trying to step over. And no, I was going to say and does so, but Schmitz very, very handily counters that. Now Grimm has a whizzer move in, but it doesn't work, and Schmitz takes him back. It would look to me from what we've seen right now, Marsh, that Schmitz is probably a better mat wrestler than he is on his feet. And he'd like to get down there for whatever means he has to get the job done.
Well, he has 5 brothers as we come to the end of the first period. Mark, Doug, Dan, Mike, and Todd, and a couple of sisters, Connie and Marcia, both were cheerleaders. You talk about a wrestling family. His brother Mark is wrestling in the Big Ten tournament right now at East Lansing, Michigan, and with somebody to look up to, like a brother that has been a state championship wrestler and also has that family tradition and, of course, the wrestling tradition at Mineral Point. On the other hand, you know, Phil Grimm certainly has done a fine job, and we might mention that he has plenty of incentive there, too, because their school, West Bend East, has never had a state champion in high school wrestling, and, of course, he'd like to be the first one tonight.
And that certainly would be a great honor, and he's come out here ready to go when he came to start the match and hurried right out. Now, Schmitz got a bar arm and a half Nelson, and he's just cranking. I don't think he's going to be able, well, maybe I won't say anything here. It's a bar arm, and now the referee is beginning to count, and Grimm is on his back. So far, he's been able to bridge and get away with it. Now, he comes on out, gets the escape, and we see the referee, John Shefchik, awarding 3 back points.
And that makes it now 5-1 in favor of Schmitz.
He has, oh, now it is. Now somebody has got a bloody nose.
Words of encouragement and some last-minute instructions, and we will resume the action with 1:08 remaining here in the second period, and Schmitz leading at 5-1.
Grimm starts across the circle immediately, but it's Schmitz that gets in and gets the job done. He's in there now, and Grimm countering with a 5-1 for Mineral Point's Scott Schmitz.
Schmitz decision Jeff Youngman of Clear Lake 8-3, and Rick Zempel of Mount Horeb 4-0 this afternoon to earn his berth in the state championship finals tonight. And Grimm beat Dave Giese of Stevens Point 5-4, and Ken Kopelka of West Dallas Central 3-3-5-0 overtime to win the state Class A championship and earn his berth tonight in the state championships.
Referee is is awarding 1 point for stalling to Schmitz because Grimm is stalling. They aren't going to waste any time here and let anybody sit around. And again, Schmitz drops in.
Drives right into him and gets the takedown. Look how he pinned that leg.
Just he pinned it beautifully. I think that was the whole key to the takedown. He popped that in there with his knees and left his arms free as he was going up the body. Now he's moved out 8-1 with time counting down. 3 seconds to go now in the second period. Scott Schmitz of Mineral Point, 8-1 leader.
132-pound, 31-1 from West Bend East.
An awful lot of victories when you combine them together.
Well, all of these champions, Kirby, have tremendous records. They've had great seasons, and it's a shame that somebody has to lose. It's like any other kind of sport, whether it's an individual sport or a team sport. You have to have a winner and you have to have a loser. And unfortunately, it has to happen here in the state championship finals, but a lot of them that are watching right now on television or here in the field house wish they had the opportunity to be here in the championship match.
That's right. It's quite a thing to be here, let alone doing anything when you get there. Now we have Grimm using legs, attempting to turn Schmitz, and he'll reach in with a half Nelson or a bar and attempt to turn his shoulders. He just about did on his first move, and since that time, Schmitz has succeeded in stopping it, and the referee calls it stalemate. Nothing is being gained by it.
Scott Schmitz leads it comfortably by the score of 8-1.
Track meet and all the other things going on here. They keep the whole staff busy, but they've done a super job.
1:15 left in the third and final period at 132 pounds. Scott Schmitz leads it 8-1. Schmitz from Mineral Point, Phil Grimm from West Bend East.
Grimm is going to have to start turning loose. He's going to have to do something to put Schmitz on his back. That's the only hope he's got. He'll either try to turn him here with some move off legs, or maybe he'll get to a point where he'll have to try and let him up and go for a throw. We don't see an awful lot of that. Sometimes it gets to be very, very prevalent, but we haven't seen it much in this tournament. Grimm just content to sit there. He's not going to be able to turn him, I don't think, with 39 seconds to go, the way he's attacking it. And here we have another stalemate. Nothing being accomplished. Referee John Shefchik puts him back into the center circle now. 36 seconds away for Scott Schmitz for the title.
You saw it on the clock. 132-pound clash. Schmitz leads it 8-1. Schmitz gets up. Can he turn into him? Good ride by Phil Grimm, and a good countering move as he maintains the ride. Has the leg tied up, and it's very difficult to establish that firm base when you have that leg tied up. And of course, when he's bearing down with his arm underneath, putting his weight forward, it is difficult to come out of there and try to counter in any way.
Grimm's going to have to go for something now with 7 seconds, and Schmitz gets his escape. Grimm is coming in for what may be a takedown. Oh, there it is, nothing. Good move at the end by Grimm, but too late. 9-1 rather for Scott Schmitz.
Well, there you have it, the 132-pound class. As they come to the center of the mat, John Shefchik, the referee from Green Bay, holds up the hand of Scott Schmitz, the Class C champion, and now the state champion with his 31st victory of the season. As he limps off the mat, obviously hurt a little bit, maybe a slight knee sprain, but there you have it. He wins at 132 pounds. We'll be back with the awards for the 126-pound class and the face-off at 138 pounds in just a moment on your WIAA network station. For the state championship, Phil Grimm of West Bend East, the Class A champ, finishes second, and the state champion and also the Class C champion from Mineral Point, Scott Schmitz. He won it by a score of 9-1, and he receives the congratulations and his state championship award here.